It's that time of year again. When the days get shorter, the nights get colder, and I'm finally able to find 100 grams on store shelves. Seriously, that's my favorite candy bar, and I have trouble finding it every other time of year. That's right, it's almost Halloween, which not only means Halloween specials and movies, but also movie reviewers like me will review them for Halloween in hopes of reviving a dead trend. Okay, I just depressed myself. Normally for Halloween I would just review a horror film, but considering horror movies make up 45% of all my reviews, I think I'm going to do something a little different this year. Let's talk about Rankin Bass. You might not recognize their name, but you might recognize their works. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, The Little Drummer Boy. Rankin Bass has sort of become a staple of the holidays, as their specials are so famous and loved that TV networks and streaming services do everything in their power to broadcast them every year. However, true Rankin Bass fans know that Christmas isn't the only holiday they've been associated with. They also took a crack at making specials for Halloween. Probably their most famous example being Mad Monster Party, which many people mistakenly believe to be their only Halloween special. But they made another attempt at making a special for Halloween in 1972 called Mad 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 Monsters. Let's take a look.
Stop! All right, Igor.
So as the film opens, we see Dr. Henry von Frankenstein and his hunchback assistant Igor creating a bride for his monster. However, Igor has something else in mind.
No! Girl belong Igor! Igor, if you value your job, you'll do as you're told.
Don't worry, Igor. Wait a while and Disney can arrange the next best thing.
Now to make the wedding arrangements. Igor, fetch the car. The sports car, I think. It suits my mood.
So Dr. Frankenstein decides to arrange a wedding at a hotel in Transylvania. So this movie's about some of the world's most famous monsters gathering to celebrate a great event at a hotel in Transylvania? I guess it's nice seeing where Sony may have gotten that inspiration from.
You rang? Oh, hi. Say, don't I know you from someplace?
Is the manager about, my good man?
Yeah, he's around here someplace. Hey, did you used to work down at Joe's body shop?
I have my own body shop.
Okay, that was kind of funny.
Boy, your pal plays a mean bell.
He does have an ear for music, doesn't he?
Please, please.
Hey, do you know the Transylvania polka?
Stop. Stop. Norman. Norman!
Huh? Oh, what can I do for you, boss?
Get out of my sight.
Oh, okay, boss.
So this bellboy here is called Norman. He might seem annoying now, but he's probably my favorite character in this. He's more entertaining to watch than this scene, that's for sure.
I want to have a wedding in the grand ballroom.
Oh, I can put you on our waiting list. Of course, Friday the 13th is open.
Friday the 13th is perfect. I wouldn't have it on any other day. I want this to be the most elaborate wedding in history. Let's see. We'll have jellyfish consomme, stuffed iguana, roast vulture. Oh, sorry, Rosebud. Better scratch the roast.
How is this entertaining?
Let's see now. Where was I? Black
Is this
widow
supposed to be
spiders
funny?
and fried toadstool.
If it's not
octopus
funny,
salad with lizards, gizzards, and blood pudding.
it would fail at being funny to a 12-year-old.
I'm seeing and hearing strange things. Oh, I need a vacation. I'd make arrangements immediately. Stuffed iguana, indeed.
So we cut to a post office in Transylvania where we're introduced to our other main character, Harvey, who's tasked with delivering Dr. Frankenstein's invitations to the world's monsters. like the Invisible Man and his family.
Girl, will you stop playing with that dog? Oh, Ma, what good is having a dog if you can't play with him?
Let the child alone, Agatha.
And you? All you can do is sit there smelling up the whole house with that filthy pipe?
Grateful as I am that I can't see you, my dear, I've often wished that I also couldn't hear you.
And then this little kid turned into a bat.
So after seeing so many monsters, Harvey goes to speak to his therapist.
Harvey, none of these things really happened. Don't you understand? It's just that you're out of your mind.
What?
Merely a temporary condition, actually. It's your work. It does not agree with you. Your nerves are shattered. You should change jobs.
Funny you should suggest that. My brother Harold asked me to fill in for him managing the Transylvania Astoria Hotel while he goes on vacation.
Oh, I strongly recommend that. There you will mingle with the beautiful people, the jet set.
I don't think being surrounded by millions of people and having to multitask would be a better option. And what do you know, it only makes things worse for poor Harvey as the monsters show up and check in.
Good grief, my favorite movie stars, Mr. Invisible and Count Dracula.
Charming lad. Indeed, indeed.
Say, are you fellas going to the bachelor party tonight? I hear the Wicked Witch of the East is going to pop out of the cake at midnight.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
See, this is why Norman's my favorite character in this. He likes movie monsters even more than I do. So after the monsters check in, we get evidence that the Rankin Bass movies are all set in the same world. See? That's Karen from Frosty the Snowman. Don't believe me? Look! Busted!
Speaking of, check out how she's aged. Hoo-hoo.
Yeah, sorry. I couldn't think of a joke, so I used another voice clip from the Cinema Snob. So the monsters scare the guests away as Norman
One of my favorites.
gets their autographs?
And here's Count Dracula. You know, I wonder if he was putting me on. Yeah, it's probably red ink or ketchup.
The heck? He's a fan of monster movies and he's desperate for autographs? Who does he think he is? Me? Oh well, at least the celebrities whose autographs I've pursued are more modern. So we cut to what I can only assume is a dining hall as the monsters show off their horrible table manners. And talk about the upcoming wedding as well as the monster's past.
Remember that nurse you picked up in Luxembourg? Not only the nurse, but 2 doctors, the driver, and the ambulance as well.
Can we cut that from this movie and not miss a thing?
Yes,
Then why is it in this?
because Rankin Bass wanted this to be longer than most of their other films.
Will there be more pointless scenes?
This whole movie's pointless.
May I have your attention, please? Ladies, gentlemen, and/or assorted creatures, the great moment is at hand. As you all know, I am one of the truly fabulous scientists of all time.
My thoughts exactly.
She can put her shoes under my coffin anytime she wishes.
Gentlemen, please.
Wow, it's fabulous. All these groovy guys fighting over me.
Yeah, considering how many beautiful women there are in the Sonic universe, it would be nice if they fought over me.
Igor, take the girl into the hills and hide her until the wedding.
So as the monsters fight, Dr. Frankenstein tells Igor to hide the bride until the next day. But that turns out to be a terrible idea.
Right, girl, for Igor.
Bride. Me want bride. I assure you she's perfectly safe.
She certainly is. So Igor accidentally drops the bride as the director decides, you know what, we've had every other monster in this movie, let's add the rope in too. What you're about to see is the closest this movie actually comes to having a good action scene. So the pterosaur retreats as Igor hides in a cave. And now we're bringing in the abominable snowman from Looney Tunes? Okay, as long as he doesn't call the bride George, I'm fine with it. So the bride is kidnapped as Igor runs back to the hotel and tries to tell Dr. Frankenstein what happened.
What do you mean, gone? What are you trying to say? Speak up, man. Charades. 2 syllables. First syllable. First syllable sounds like... You're mowing the lawn. Good grief! She was run over by a lawnmower? Mow. The first syllable is mow.
I don't know why, but this charade scene is probably my favorite part of the movie.
Mozilla! Now hear this. The monstress has been taken by Mozzula. We must get her back.
Oh, boy, Mozzula. Hey, Harvey, are you coming?
Of course not. I'm going to my room and have a nervous breakdown.
So Norman joins in as the monsters set out to save the bride. They manage to find Mozzula. Okay, you know what? I'm not calling him that. I'm just gonna call him Kong, because this movie's still better than the animated series.
No, don't throw that. He might drop the girl and I'd never get her put back together in time for the wedding.
Yes, chaos forbid something happen in this movie.
Good heavens, Baron, look! Another one! As if we didn't have enough trouble, now there are 2 of them.
Wait a moment. I recognize her. It's the old girl herself, Mrs. Zula. I'm afraid poor old Maud is in for a tongue lashing. He's always had an eye for the ladies, you know.
Man, King Kong would have been an entirely different movie if there was a Mrs. Kong. So the bride is released and they return to the hotel. And that was the closest this movie came to actually having a meaningful plot.
You come, marry.
No, me afraid.
So the wedding's about to start, but it seems like the monster is nervous.
There's nothing to be afraid of. People get married every day. You're a big boy now. Come out of there.
No.
I marry girl, yeah?
Did you hear that? If you don't come out, Igor will marry the monstrous.
Well, mine.
Well, that was almost intense. So the wedding finally ensues as we finally see the bride's face. I don't know whether that's scary or hot. So the 2 are finally married as...
Egad, how could I have made such an error? The bride is on alternate current and the groom is on direct current.
To state the obvious, everything in this movie happens way too fast.
Now, Harvey, I assure you, these so-called monsters were merely figments of your imagination.
You know, I just realized, we never learned the name of his therapist.
I mean, how could such creatures be real? I'm beginning to feel much better already, Dr. Jekyll.
Jekyll? Uh-oh. So Jekyll turns into Hyde, chases after Harvey, the other monsters join in, and the movie ends. I shouldn't say ends, it just stops. It's like, whoops, we forgot to write an actual story. Oh well, kept your kids entertained for a while, didn't it? Next up is Charlie Brown. that was mad monsters and... Bit of a confession. When people would talk to me about Christmas specials, I used to say that most of Rankin Bass's movies don't hold up as well as most people think. But now that I've seen this, I feel like I owe those other specials an apology, cause they at least understood how to have a flowing narrative. This just jumps from one crazy thing to another crazy thing and just feels like they're making up the story as they go along. And like I said in my review of Watership Down, that's not a good thing for a movie to feel like. Die-hard fans of Rankin Bass might enjoy it, but I'm guessing even they're only gonna want to watch it once. Still, I guess it's a good thing this got made, cause without it we might not have Hotel Transylvania. That's something to be grateful for, right?
You see what you dream, all your triumphs and all you'll ever be. Look around you, then you may realize happiness lies trapped in misery. And who knows what of our future? We can all try to change